Hey everyone, how are you? I hope you're doing well. So today I'm going to share with you an interaction that I've had with someone that I was working with, um, sharing their experience so that it maybe might be helpful to anyone out there. So, the title of this is, I think I'm going to call it Familial Ties That Bind. And this person that I'm working with has had this like same issue kind of coming up all the time. In fact, this person feels extremely stuck in their life because they are like responsible for like an entire family. And I don't mean like it's a father taking care of children, like um like helping out family members and taking care of businesses, just kind of like being the head of a family. And this talk, what I'm going to share with you is about the roles and images we take on in our life, whether it's within a family unit or somewhere else, but normally it comes from family. So if you are feeling like, oh, some situation never changes, and look, when that's coming from the family, like what I'm talking about is either they have projected an image on you early in childhood, or you've taken it on based on some dynamic in the family, such as the good girl, the good boy, the responsible one, the good daughter, um, the caretaker, the hero, the savior, the smart one. Anyway, something that some image or role has been projected or created on you that now kind of ties you into doing things in the family or friend or whatever it is, rather than doing what you want to do. And you feel like this push pull and you're like stuck and nothing's working and your spiritual life isn't growing, your prosperity or whatever it is, and you just feel utter frustration. You feel like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, and you are actually. And if you're on your spiritual journey and first of all, you have to recognize this. You have to say, yeah, look for in your life, have you taken on a particular role? I mean, it's probably pretty obvious, but maybe it's not. You just think it's something you've always done. And this actually might even be, you could even say, yeah, my role as a mother or a father, but you're overburdened and things just don't feel right and you're stuck and nothing's working for you. This could work for you. Hold on, I got to let my cat in. As usual, always an interruption. Where was I? So, if you're stuck in your life or just in general, look for and ask your body, look within and ask your body, what are the roles and images that I've taken on? Because the kind of goal of the spiritual journey is the dissolution or getting rid of our attachments to images and roles that we think we're here to play or have been projected on us. Okay. So, the spiritual journey isn't about adding stuff onto you to make you a better person. It's about taking your clothes off, meaning images. So ask your body, what are the images? And, they're pretty standard. The good girl, the good daughter, the helpful one, could be the fat one, the skinny, who knows what it is. And, you know, um, so in the process of, you know, sorry, just lost my train of thought. In order to get rid of these images, number one, as I always talk about, you have to say no. You have to ask your higher self, and the sage and the higher self are the same, mean the same thing. And your helpers, you have to say, helpers that kill images, or however you want to say it. I say, no, no, no. And please do this for at least 3 days. But you also have to feel the repercussions of how this image is affecting you, so that there's some feeling behind it. Because what's happening is as you're maintaining this image of the helper or the savior or the head of the family, the responsible one taking care of everybody else, you're holding the rest of the family hostage as well from healing and evolving and stepping into their true self. So this is a hostage situation where no one's growing, no one's moving forward. And if you are on your spiritual journey this year, this lifetime, and you recognize this, then it's kind of part of your job here to heal ancestral lines. Okay, so it's not just enough to say no to these images and recognize them. You also have to say no to the guilt that you will undoubtedly feel by not wanting to take this role on anymore. And so, no, no, no to guilt, self-blame, and self-hate, whatever that is. And also, it's not enough just to have those two things. You've got to look even deeper to the consequence or the reason why you have been named the responsible one. So I'm just using this as an example. If you are the responsible one, you're like, no more, I'm not going to be the responsible one. There's going to be that's not enough. There's a reason why you've been called to be this image, because there's some fear hanging out in the family element or in you that was created that says, if I'm not the responsible one, something's going to happen. So you've got to find the consequence or the reason for being this responsible one. If I'm not taking care of my mom and my aunties and all my family and whatever, managing the household because they're elderly, they're going to fall down, they're going to be hurt, they can't take care of themselves. There's well-being will not be taken care of. There's some fear that you have to face within yourself, or they're going to hate me, or they're going to disown me, or I won't be, whatever it is. This is really deep work, but you just can't say, no, I'm not going to do that anymore. You've got to also take care of the guilt, because this is like a whole really deep layered complex that we have to look at. The image, the role, the guilt, and the fear, or the reason why. And what else? And here's the thing, like and this goes for any image that you see of yourself. Perhaps you see yourself as a healer. You've come down onto this planet and you're here to heal and create stuff for people because it's your role. Actually, those are ties that bind you as well. And I would say, I absolutely 100% say you have to say no, no, no to any and all images you see of yourself. I've had to do this myself. Now, this doesn't mean that role will go away. It means the image of that role is to be, your attachment to it needs to be broken, because images invariably, or roles invariably, come with rules and regulations and values and ways of behaving that we think, okay, if I'm this role, I have to act this way, do this, blah, 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 and this is what I'm here to do. And there's rules. And that's what we need to let go of. You may very well be the responsible one, or the savior, or the hero of the family, but you have to say no to it, release the attachment, be willing to kind of be a nobody and a nothing for a momentary moment, in order for the universe to show you the appropriate and harmonic way it wants you to be the role model, the hero, the savior, the responsible one, the healer. Because when you do that, you may still maintain that role, but now the universe can give you some help and help Others help themselves. And suddenly, while you're still doing the same thing, it's less of a burden. And you now actually have time for yourself to do the things that you want. So even though you're saying no and letting go of images, it's not really the image, but it's the attachment and the particular requirements that the ego mind has set up for yourself. So like for me, I love being a teacher and I love sharing information, but I've also had to say, no, I've got to let go of my attachment to wanting to do that so that I can show up. Like I'll be a teacher sharing information in very various different ways. Like maybe this, I don't know, instead of, actually setting up a website and doing classes, you know what I mean? So I'm kind of doing it freely and however the universe wants me to. Well, I hope that made sense. Until next time, bye.